ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. Glad to have you. Green arrows across the board on Wall Street.
Up day all day long. When I was here at noon with Scott, we were up a little over 200 points, and I said, would you take a 200-point gain? We agreed that 200 points was just fine. So we take 212. Yes, that was in fact the closing number today. The high of the day was plus 315 points. We were up all day long. Things like Syria, no big deal. James Comey, no big deal. At least that's what Wall Street seems to think. And indeed, a positive start to the week after a positive week last week. Let's take a look at the numbers. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, there you see it, up 213 points, not quite 0.9% at 24,573.04. That on volume of 802 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day up 0.7%, not quite 50 points at 7,156.28. That on volume of 1,909 million shares. And the S&P makes it a clean sweep, up 0.8%, more than 21 points at 2,677.84. Well, I suspect you don't need a reminder that tomorrow is, yes, tax day. Sorry to ruin your dinner, but it is tax day tomorrow. If you are either getting a very large refund or writing a very large check, I hate to tell you, but you're doing something wrong. You're either over withholding or under withholding. If you're under withholding, indeed, you probably wrote that big check, and you may want to sit down with your employer and your personnel department and see if you can't adjust that. On the other hand, if you got a big refund, you actually loaned money to Uncle Sam at 0% interest. You also may want to sit down and take a look and see if there's something you can do about that in terms of adjusting your withholding. Ideally, you end up at zero. I'm not sure anybody ends up at zero, but they're close. And there is a solution. It's called a Form W-4. If you fill out a W-4, you can change the amount of your deductions. You can do it at any time. Doesn't have to be January, April, July, and therefore you can change the amount that's taken out of your paycheck every month for the rest of the year.
Good to know.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've got some late news on Netflix.
Late news and great news, I'm pleased to say. Netflix came out after the close, said their earnings were terrific. Things looking forward are looking very good. The stock was up 6% in the aftermarket. We'll take it.
Okay. Richard, thanks so much.
You're welcome.